Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the HS1, and I've already looked at it a little bit, and I'm again disappointed. If you remember, I explained that we had a hose that was coming off of the oil tank that had a plastic fitting in it, and there was another one going from there down to the oil pump, and it had a broken off plastic fitting in it. So it was somewhere along the way, it broke, it dumped the oil, and when I pulled the cover off, I can't believe what I saw. Let me get you handheld here, and we're gonna take a look at more of the HS1. Okay, you know, body wise, it's pretty nice. You know, the chrome's in good shape. It needs a seat cover. That's easy to do. It needs some paint. That's reasonably easy to do. The only thing that I see body wise is the front fender is a little bit bent up. Those I think are pretty available aftermarket wise, or even some good used ones. But here's what I found down here. I pulled this off and look what I see. That's not Bondo, what the heck is it? JB Weld. It's JB Weld, so I think that the casting must be broken, and we're going to see, we're going to go ahead and run a line, and we're going to see if this is going to hold. But I've already found an oil pump, so I ordered that. I used one off of eBay. I'm not going to trust that. But that is just another reason for probably the problem. It really sounds like this thing has got main bearings or crankshaft bearings gone in it, and I'm sure of that it's lack of oil. But like I say, it body wise, it just needs some paint and a seat cover. So maybe that's well, we see a broken bulb here. That it may still work. We'll have to see. This is the brake lever up here, switch. And another thing that I did notice is this thing does not have an ignition switch. Let me get around there. Okay, the ignition switch should go right up here, and it's not there. So I'm going to have to pull the tank and the seat off and probably just hot wire it. Now, there again, a lot of good chrome, so we have to consider ourselves pretty lucky there. I don't know what we got here. I imagine there's no battery. No battery. It wouldn't be any good anyway. No cool kit. But the side cover's in good shape. It's probably the best thing as far as paint goes. That may be the piece that I have to take in and try to get matched. Mufflers are in good shape. The wheels are in good shape. Spokes are in nice shape. So at least I won't be tearing down wheels and relacing them. And the same goes for the YJ2. Those all look good on there too. So I guess the first thing I need to do is drop it down, and let's take a look at the top of it and the gauges and that sort of thing, and then we'll go ahead and pull the seat and tank off. Okay, probably don't need it down all the way. Tank doesn't look too bad. Let me get a light and we'll take a peek in there. There's some surface rust along the edges. I don't know. I see some pitting down the bottom. We'll just have to see how that goes. I did pull the petcock off, and to look at it, looks like there's been some issue here. This is brazing. I can see brazing underneath it. So I think they probably had a problem with this leaking. You can see a different kind of paint or primer on it, but I can see brass underneath that stuff. So that leads me to believe that we've had a repair. So what I usually do on things like this, if it's real bad, I'll just cut the bottom out, the affected area, and put a new piece in, weld that in, TIG weld it in, and then in this case I'll have to put another tap in there. Looks like we've got about 6,000 miles on the odometer, and these look like the correct gauges. Yeah, the switch should go on these two screws right here. So I don't know why the switch is gone. This one here is the rear brake, or the brake light switch for the handlebar here. And looks like there's no wires going in here to the horn, so all that stuff is missing. You know, we've got the left and right signal over there, but we don't have signals, so we're going to need a wire for the horn. Oh my. Oh, this is the headlight, high and low. So all that stuff is missing too. I don't know what's going on. On this side, no wiring this way. On this, oh wait a minute. It goes through the handlebar. So maybe it is. I can't see it over here, but on this side I can see it coming out of the handlebar right there. So that's going to be stuff we're going to have to investigate, along with all the other stuff too. But these are pretty nice little bikes, very smooth, very zippy. Even with, I think these are rated at 5 horsepower. I believe the thing is they've got an extra long slide in them to detune them, so you really can't open the thing all the way open. That's how you get the 5 horsepower, because the YL1 100 twin jet, I believe, was about 10 and a half horse. So I believe the setup on these is to find the YL1 slides or cut these off. But we'll have plenty of time to go through all that. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and raise it back up, and I'll go ahead and get the seat and the tank off. Looks like a couple bolts back here. Will probably do the trick. And there's no hoses on the tank. It was all missing from the carburetor up to the tank. So I'm not sure whether it was because the tank was leaking or what. You just never know until you get some in this case, we'll stick some rust remover inside it, some metal rescue, and we'll see what transpires, see if we have a leak or whatever. Okay, there's where the ignition switch should plug in. And I bet we've got some other wiring. It's probably in the headlight that for the, if this handlebar switch over here is missing. Almost looks like it's there. I probably just need to pull that switch off a little ways and so I can see the cable going to it. But I think it's all right. So your guess is as good as mine why that's missing. So we'll just we'll hook a battery up here and just go straight to the coils, and we'll see if we can get this thing to pop off. Okay, we got usually the brown wires going to the positive side. So I've got I got some jumpers here. I'll just go ahead and should be this one right here. And over on the other side, it's the top one here. Okay. Okay, so I got the two from the coil there, and we'll get us a battery over here. We'll just hook these two together and then hook another jumper onto it. We got our little rubber mat here so we don't have some catastrophe happen. And like I always do when I do something like this, I'm going to put a 10 amp fuse in there. This is probably a 15, but I like to keep it a little bit lower just so it'll trip easier if I have a problem. So we'll hook that up to the positive side of the battery, and that fuse should protect us. And what do we need? We need a ground, right? Well, I thought I brought a ground over here. Let me go find that. Okay, I'll just hook the ground to the engine, and then when we get ready, I can just hook to the battery on the ground side, and that should give a spark. First thing I want to do is go over and hook up the oil pump. Okay, maybe that's enough. So we'll just hook this here. I don't have any oil in it yet. I'm just going to put a little bit in and kind of purge it and bleed it just so we've got some there. Go down through here like it's supposed to be. I'm going to have to get something to get that. All right. Okay, that should do it. A bunch of dirt in it right there. Like it's really going to hurt anything at this point. Okay. And it doesn't have the right cap, so I've got a few things on order for this. Let me go ahead and get the oil and we'll put a little bit in it. I'm not going to put too much in because I know I'm going to have to take it back out. That should be enough to, I'm gonna have to purge it. Okay, so we should be able to just pull that out. There it comes down. You can see it coming down the hose here. So as soon as it comes out of the pump, we'll know the oil pump's full. There it is. Had a couple air bubbles come out. And I'm going to go ahead and hold the throttle wide open and turn the valve here, or the primer wheel. I'm not seeing anything coming out of the pump headed toward the engine at all. I see some leaking up around the wheel there, or up here. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's the right way. Yeah, I think this pump is done for. I can see a little coming out right here, but it should be coming up these two lines, and I don't have anything. All right, it's not even trying. Yeah. Yeah, this pump's toast. JB Weld. Yeah, it's probably leaking. That's probably what it is. Gee whiz. Okay, well, we've got premix. I'll just go grab it off of the YL2C. But before we do that, we'll hook it up and see if we got any spark. Try to get them there in the same location, maybe we'll be able to tell. So I can go ahead down here. I should be able to just, we'll check real quick and see if we get a spark. There's a little bit, but it's that's normal. As long as it's not blowing our fuse, it's not. So we'll hook that up and let's see if we got any fire. I think I'm seeing it. You had a better view than I did. So let me get a little two-stroke oil and gas here. And okay. That's good to know it's got spark. He did say that they started it. I don't know how it ran, but at least he said they did start it. Looks like I lost my jumper there. I think it goes here. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and get our jumper on there. Again, it's just a little spark, so it should be okay. Get around the other side. Okay, let's see what we... Oh, we got to get some gas. Haven't even got the gas over here yet. Let me disconnect that hot wire for now. All right, I'll just get the IV off of the YJ2. And let's see. So let me get... Okay. Now let me... Oh! I hit the fan up there. That scared me. All right. Okay, it stopped flowing, so we must be good. Okay, now let me go back over and I'll hook up our hot wire. Yeah, this pump is still leaking down here. Okay, hook back up. Get her choke on. Oh! Doesn't sound very good. Sounds good back here. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I think that's what we're up against. Crank bearings. Yeah, guys, I tell you, it sounds bad. So there's no use sitting here running it, and it could, end up destroying something else. So we'll just we're just going to have to take it apart and see what we need to do. But like I say, yesterday when I pulled this cover off and saw that JB Weld repair on the pump, I go, oh my. I thought, well, I'll just hook the oil tank back up and I'll put premix too. But it's destroyed, it's gone. So actually the top end sounds okay. I'm not hearing a lot there, and when I pulled the head off to fix the spark plug, I did notice that this cylinder looked okay. I don't know what the clearance is or anything like that, but it looked okay in there. So it's probably the major damage is to the bottom end. Of course, that's the hardest, most expensive part to repair. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. Like I say, the body, the chrome, really all it needs is some paint and a new fender. And maybe a light bulb for the headlight. I'm betting the wiring is all there except for the switch, and why it's missing a switch I do not know. At one point these frames, evidently they had them down here, but 70, 71 should be up here, and that was 70, 71 I think were the totality or the totality of the years these HS1s were made. It's cool having a side stand on this one. That's what I'm going to try to end up with on the YJ2. It actually sounded good over here. It was sputtering a little, maybe missing every other one. So the points probably need adjusted or whatever. It just started right up. I mean, you can see here where the oil pump is leaking up here in front, and I never did get any oil up into the lines. So that pump is not working, not doing anything. So we may be, I don't know what the availability of rods and bearings and all that stuff is. That's stuff I've got to find out yet. But, you know, as of now, looking like that's probably what we're going to end up doing. So we'll be doing a total disassembly, probably unless we find something else that's making all the racket in there, probably doing a crank rebuild. And of course we'll freshen the top end up too. So it should be a pretty nice little bike. It's just going to take some time and money to get it going. Okay guys, there you have it. This thing's kind of a mess. Certainly seen better days. It's been neglected somewhere along the way, and we're just not going to let it happen anymore. So we're going to tear into it and fix whatever needs to be fixed. Don't know when exactly, but I'm sure we'll get kind of started on it here pretty soon. But was really hoping for a different outcome, and yet there might still be. But I don't know anything else that's going to make that kind of noise. But you never know. So we'll pursue it and see where it leads us. So hey, thanks for going along on the ride. See you next video.